Careful Carping, episode 37 today, and something a little bit different. We're not actually at the Kingsbury Water Park complex. We're down Barston Lakes, another lake I quite enjoy fishing, and I haven't fished there for quite a while, to be honest with you. It's getting tough fishing as of late. I haven't put a video up now for the last probably over a month. Since that video I've been down the Kingsbury Water Park twice. First session down there was a complete blank, and I also went down there again for the second session, which was last week. Another morning session before work, hard going, managed one bite, and unfortunately lost the fish after about 20 seconds of playing it. I think I gave it a bit too much pressure and the hook just popped out, so very disappointing and gutting. So I thought I got the opportunity to come out for a night, so I had the toss of going down the club lake, which, as you've seen from my videos, is quite a difficult lake, and I was slogging it out on there and trying my hardest to catch a carp. Or I could go down Barston like I have done, and sit down here for 24 hours, have a good old relax, and possibly catch a few fish. It's obviously rammed with fish. I've caught plenty of fish from here, so I knew I could come down here, relax, not have to worry about trying for a fish. And there's a couple of beeps, and yeah, I haven't got to really come down here, try for a few fish, guaranteed to pretty much catch, and I'll enjoy myself when I'm down here. I haven't done a night either for a few months, so it's nice just to come out and have a relax. Weather's conditions are spot on, really. It's the 1st of October today, so it's Tuesday. I finished from work this morning, and I'll be fishing through the night and finishing tomorrow around 11-12 o'clock to get off home. Conditions are spot on. It's a bit mild with an overcast. It's relatively mildish warm, not really that bad. Low pressure, so everything's spot on for fishing. I'm pretty confident of having a few. Got a couple of kilos about with me, 15 and 20 millers, just to see if I can entice the larger fish by putting out a few of the 20 millers. Everyone will know the smaller fish in here, so feeling very hopeful. It's only 25 to 12 now. Rods have probably been out about 45 minutes, but they've just been flicked out and put the bivvy up. So I'm going to put a bit of bait out in a minute, and obviously it's the middle of the day, it's going to be a bit slow. I've always noticed it's late to be a bit slow in the middle of the day, especially when you turn up in the middle of the day and you haven't fished the night previous. So I'm expecting the next couple of hours to be quiet, and I won't be surprised if I don't catch anything, to be honest with you, the next few hours. But I'm pretty sure as soon as evening kicks in, the bites are going to start coming, and we should have quite a good session. So we'll have to see how it goes, and I'll be back in a bit with either an update or a fish. So I'll see you in a bit. Not a bad start at all. 10 minutes after just turning the camera off, just made a cup of coffee, started drinking it, and the right hand rod's whipped off. That rod's out in the middle. It's PP 60 boilie, 15mm. Tipped with a bit of fake corn, soaked in the hinders, beaten in, and that's my tactics for today. And after an hour, it's finally started paying off. So cracking, as I say, 12 1/4 pound. So good size for a bit. And let's get her back and see if we can get a couple more. It's just gone up to 2:45 now, and I've just put back another fish. I've just had a small F1 of about £1.5, £2, something like that. I decided not to bother filming the F1s. I know they're in here, and I'm sure everyone who's fished here does know they're in here, but no point really filming a £2. Just get on the mat and hook it and put it back in the water as quickly as possible, give it as less stress or hassle. So yeah, it's not really worth putting in the blog. So that's 2 fish for me now. I've managed another couple of runs on the right hand rod, but because I know I'm fishing in runs water, I thought I'd play around with rigs a little bit, and that was the right hand rod that went earlier with and I got the 12-pounder on, and then with the space of an hour I had another 3 runs on there. 2 of them are very slow crawling takes, so I got to the rod as quickly as possible on them, and both times I lifted into thin air. So I thought something was up with that, so I cast out the rod again just to go third time lucky, and it absolutely ripped off. Could have possibly been an F1, but it really went off. Got on the rod again really quick, and again lifted into thin air. So I thought something was up with the rig. I've looked at it, and maybe the hair's a bit too short, because I don't look at short hairs. So that rig's come off, and I've put another very, very similar rig out just with a longer hair. I've only had a few bleeps so far. The left hand rod is also on the same rig that I caught on earlier. So I was tying up another rig with a longer hair for the left hand rod, and the left hand rod's the one that just shot off with a little F1. So I've put that rig back out, and if that rig fails, then I'll change over to the one I've just tied up for it. So it's always good to have a bit of a play around with rigs, because I'm confident there's going to be a few more runs to come. I keep putting out 20mm boilies over the top of my spot, just to try and feed the F1s off and get the bigger carp and leave some food for them. So far it's sort of working with one decent carp and one smaller carp. I said to myself when I got here, a couple of doubles and I'll be happy. So having one double, I'm very happy. It'd be nice to beat my biggest fish out of it, which is 16.4. If I can beat that, I'd be very, very chuffed. But I'm only here for a good few runs, a good few fish, and just to enjoy myself really, which I am doing. As I say, it's coming up to 2:45 now, so I'm sure the bite's going to start coming more frequently now. There's a few fish coming out around the lake that I keep spotting, so they're definitely feeding, so should be in for a good night. So I'll see you in a bit with possibly another fish, and if not, another update. There we go then, pretty little mirror carp. The rig change seems to work, so I've just had a belting run on the right hand rod and hooked straight into it, no problems. And yeah, again taking on the right hand rod to the pink bit of sweet corn, so that seems to be doing more damage than the white, which is on the other rod. So get another run on this rod. I'll put both rods out on the pink pink sweet corn, sorry. So as I say, fraction over £7, nice little fish. So get her back. Well, look at that for a cracking ghost carp. I think this one's obviously known as yellowtail. I've seen a picture of a guy on Facebook about 18 months ago and thought I'd really love to catch that one. And I've just had a screaming run on the left hand rod. It's the white bit of sweet corn on that rod. And I've just looked into the net as it's come in. Big white ghosty, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll have with that. It's a new PB ghosty as well at £15.4. And obviously when I got on the mat I noticed the big yellowtail. And you obviously can't mistake her. Absolutely smashing with this one. Takes me up to 5 carp now. I had another one about an hour ago, about £2. Obviously didn't bother videoing it or nothing, but stunning carp, dead chuffed. Well then, it's 5:45 now. I've put that fish back about 15 minutes ago. Extremely chuffed with that one. I had a quick look on Facebook just on the Barston Lakes Facebook page, and it is the same carp, a yellowtail. Obviously recognisable by the big yellowtail, and it did have a big grey head as well. So it's definitely the same fish. It was last caught, well, on the Facebook page that time it was caught was a £14 something. So it's put on a good pound since last year. So it's still holding its weight and growing up a little bit. So that's really good to see. I'm sure when I seen it on there a while back it was bigger, so I was looking forward to really getting on the mat and weighing it, but looking back on Facebook I was mistaken and obviously got too excited with the weight of it. As I say, that was on the left hand rod now, so I've had 2 fish on the left and 3 on the right, both using PP60 15 millers, tipped with fake corn, both soaked in beetling. Obviously I'll go through the rigs and whatnot tomorrow. They're quite similar rigs to what I use in the water park, but just slightly changed and modified a little bit and just to play with. And yeah, just with that, giving an absolutely rip-roaring take on the left hand rod, because most of the action had been coming on the right rod. I was quite surprised to see the left hand go, and it just went and went and went. So it's quite nice to pick up and bend into that one. And it didn't have to give me a good old fight, but ghosties always tend to give a good old fight for some reason over commons and mirrors. But yeah, I've seen it, and as I say, a new PB ghosty, so I'm chuffed with that. I think my old PB was about £11, something like that. So 15.25, new one. Can't go wrong when I only come out to get a couple of runs. So and I said if I get a couple of doubles I'd also be very happy. So I had 2 now, so I'm extremely happy with how the session's gone so far. Just hopefully I can keep it up and keep catching through the night. Obviously it's not a challenging water, and we all know it's here for a few runs. That's one of the reasons I've come down here. And plus winter's nearly here, so we're going to see a massive drop in temperatures over the next month, and I'll be fishing the water park through winter. So it's going to be a good old challenge. So it's good to get out now, get a good few runs, and then slog it out through winter and try and nick a fish out of there. So yeah, I'm about to have my dinner now anyway, so I'm pretty sure the rods will go off again pretty soon. It's coming on to, well, it is feed time now for the carp. Put a bit more bait out there just, so I'm pretty sure we're back in a little bit with another fish. Well, as you can see, we're starting to lose the light now. I'm having to use the light on the side of my camera for assistance. It's quite nice to actually use that overnight time. I've had this light attachment now for about 2 years now. Every time I've been fishing overnight, I haven't caught one in the hours of darkness, so I'm hoping to put that to bed tonight and get some fish in the dark. I've had 6 fish now. I've just returned another one. Had a very nice little mirror. It was about probably £1.50 to be honest, £1.50, £2, something like that. So obviously didn't bother videoing it, but it was a pristine, fully scaled. One of which they would have bred here on the site, because they've got a few, they've got a hatchery and a few stock pools on here, so they breed their own fish and they put them in the lakes. So I'm sure that one will grow on to be a very nice one in a couple of years. As I say, fully scaled. I was just doing the nighttime recast, well, the recast ready for the night. Done the left hand rod, put it down. I was about to pick up the right hand rod, and I seen a lot of Canadian geese in the distance coming back as they flew overhead in a massive flock earlier, making a right squawk. So I left the rod alone, picked up the video camera, filmed them come up and overhead, and just as I was about to turn the camera off, the right hand rod zipped off, which I caught a very few couple of seconds of the run. Put in my panic with the run, I ended up turning the camera off, which was a bit stupid. In hindsight I should have actually left it running, but I didn't. I panicked and pressed the off button. It doesn't really matter as we got a little bit of the run, and yeah, so 6 fish now. I'm sure a few more are going to come through the night as expected. I've done a lot better than I actually thought I've done today. I expected to be a lot more slower, and 6 of the fish, 2 of them in doubles, which isn't bad going, to be honest with you. So put a bit more bait out of there now, so hopefully it'll be a good night. Obviously no more updates now until the morning, but there should be a few fish through the night. Again, I'm only going to do the decent fish through the night, probably over 6 pounds, something like that, so I'm going to faff around with the camera in the middle of the night. That's if I get anything over 6 pounds in the night anyway. Been hopeful, but it'll be nice. So yeah, it's going to put a brew on, sit outside for a little bit, because it's actually a quite nice evening now. The wind's dying down, although it is trying to rain just a little bit, but it's not too bad. And yeah, we'll sure see you through the night with a few fish, so see you in a bit. Well then, finally I've had to really hammer through the smaller fish on this lake at the minute. I've had the last 5 or 6 fish now, been about £2 each. So a quick rig change, bigger bait, and it's taken about an hour, and this has finally just ripped off. 11¼ pound, lovely mirror carp. So it's about 12:30 now, something like that. So I'm gonna get back into bed. Lovely. Well, a good morning now. As you can see, it's getting light. It's come to 7:30. Bit of a strange and disappointing night, really. It was a bit weird. Don't really know what happened. As it was getting dark last night, I decided to put out quite a big bed of bait, and it was quiet for about an hour and a half. Same rigs out as normal, and then all of a sudden I had about 6 fish in the space of an hour. They just kept coming and coming and coming, but every single one was either an F1 or 2 small mirrors. So it was 4 F1s and 2 small mirrors, up to about 10:30 last night. I thought I can't be doing this all night, so it was all on the right hand rod. I left the left hand rod alone, but I got the right hand rod in after the 6th F1, and I changed it to the same rig I used on the water park, which is obviously 15mm PV60 and a 12mm Enduro casting pineapple pop-up. The size 6 hook, I thought if that's going to catch anything, it would be a decent one. Cast that out. About an hour and a half went by, and it finally ripped off, which we seen last night, which was at £11.4, I think. And yeah, so I was quite happy with that. I thought, here we go, we could be in with a chance now. Put a tiny bit more bait in over the top, which is a handful, and put the rod back down. Got into bed, literally just pulled the sleeping bag over me, and the rod was off again. So I thought, all quality. That resulted in about a £5 mirror, so I didn't bother getting that on for the camera. And that was it then. I put the rod back out there, and didn't get another sniff. So I don't know if it was me being an idiot last night and just miscast completely because it was dark, and with a big crosswind, if I miscast completely off the spot, I was going to be well away from the bait and obviously didn't catch. Don't know what was going on with the left hand rod. That didn't get a sniff all night. I've just obviously got it now, recast the rods, and I'm a bit more hopeful now. The rods are where I want them to be. We're getting another run. I should be able to. I think it was just my error last night, but I managed to get a good kip last night, which I was happy with. I've come down. I've had 11 fish now, 4 of which I think are on the camera, 3 of which are doubles, so not really bothered. I'm quite happy with that. I'm not coming here to absolutely cane the lake. I'm here just to steadily go along and catch a few. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to get the kettle on now, have a nice cup of tea, and see if I can catch a run on camera. Got quite a bit of battery, so I'm going to just shut the camera by it and see if I can grab a run. So, let's do it. Oh, then left hand rod's just shot off. Recast them about 15-20 minutes ago, and as you will have just seen, the left hand rod's gone. Bobbin's pulled tight up to the alarm, and then no more line come off. Typically that's what's happened through most of the bites. Not proper screamers through the night, but there's all like that. Pull the bobbin up and that's that. I haven't weighed this one, but it's got to be right. 5 or 6 pounds, something like that. Quite a nice scrap. Typical Barston mirror. On the white tip sweet corn, that one. So let's get her back and see if we can get a couple more. Well then, with a little pretty mirror, about £4, one of the nice scaly ones. Belting one in the right hand rod, you would have just seen that's a proper good run. That one was the pink sweet corn, so they're enjoying all the sweet corn on here already, tipped with the PP60s, really are getting amongst it. Now I'm casting properly back on the right spots, the fish are starting to come nicely again. Fish number 13 I think this one, so let's get her back. There we go then, another little chunky mirror, about 3.5 pounds, something like that. Couldn't resist the PP60, it's mainly the fish I can't hit in here. So I think this is fish number 14 now. It's on a loose count. Happy days, getting plenty of runs, keeping me active, love it. There we go then, right hand rod just screamed off, resulting in this lovely half linear mirror. Fraction over £12, £12.1 on the scales. Pretty happy with this one, another nice double to graze the bank. They've all been smaller stamper fish this morning, so to get one of this size now I'm very happy. Again, as I say, right hand rod, which is the pink bit of sweet corn. So they really are loving the PP60 in here today. I think this is number 14, and yeah, so let's get her back. Right hand rod's just absolutely torn off yet again, resulting in this one just missing the double figure mark at £9, 12 ounces. So another lovely little scaly mirror. Really enjoying it this morning. The fish are really coming on the feed. I can't even remember what fish number this is, 15, 16, something like that. It's on a loose count now, but having a really good morning. Got about an hour and a half left before I have to pack up and get home, so see if we can have a couple more. Here we are then, a lovely Barston common, 11.25 pound, just gone again on the right hand rod. That's the rod as always, that seems to be producing more than the left, although the left is still producing every now and then. Cracking run, little cracking scrap, and another double. Let's get her back. Oh, then again another cracking common from Barston, the 12.75 pound this one, and you might have guessed it, on the right hand rod again. It's really doing the business, and this is probably about the 17th fish or something now, possibly the last fish of the session. Got to start packing down as soon as I put this one back, so I'll leave the rods out. I could possibly nick another one, and really I'm happy with the stamper fish I caught this morning, much better than what I caught last night, and yet I'm using exactly the same rig and exactly the same bait, presentation, same spot, but instead of getting the F1s like last night, catching the biggest stamper carp this morning. So chuffed with this. Let's get her back and start packing down. Well then, unfortunately come to the end of my session now, and I've got to start packing down. It's just gone 11 o'clock. I need to be off here by 12, so a quick pack down and I should be away. The rods are going to stay out obviously, so I'm pretty sure I might be able to nail one last carp, not sure yet, but we'll see how it goes. Chuffed how the session's gone. Obviously last night I must have miscast off the mark and left the rods out where they shouldn't have been, because I've got it this morning. Obviously you've seen recast, and they've had a good few carp this morning, coming consistently, mainly on the same rod, but it's the same rig that I was catching consistently on last night. Apart from last night it was F1. This morning is a proper good stamper fish. I've had probably about 6 doubles, so I'm really chuffed with that. Topped up by the £15 something yellowtail. Really chuffed to have that fish. As I say, I seen her on Facebook last year and just thought I need to have that one in my photo album. So to have her now, I'm really chuffed. It's been a great old session. Backed up by a few nice commons and a couple of nice mirrors, and some high single mirrors as well, which I think I've got on the camera too. And obviously the sport from the little F1s, which give a good old run about midnight last night. But yeah, most of the fish, obviously you've just seen the rig somewhere in the video. It's obviously the common rig. That's the rig that's done most of the damage today. It's a 15mm PP60 tipped with a pink corn, soaked in the faithful Hinders beetling. I've also had a few on white corn. I was going to change to pink, but since I had a yellowtail on the white corn last night, I thought it's always good just to leave her out there. So yeah, the battery's flashing up in the corner, so I must cut this short now. And yeah, so I've had a really good session. Chuffed. the bait I love is always working, and gives you ever more confidence every time you come out and use it and catch on it. So yeah, chuffed for this session. So hopefully I'll be out next week for a morning session back on Kingswood Water Park. It's going to be a hard winter on there, so if I can catch one carp over the winter out of there, considering that I had none last year. Oh, there we go, got another fish. So I am sorry about that. That's resulted in a little 4 or 5 pound mirror, just straight back. As I say, the battery's nearly done in this camera, so I've got to cut it short. Anyway, so I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week on the water park, and if you could just leave a like down below, that'd be much appreciated. Leave a comment saying that you liked it or you didn't like it, what you'd like to see in the next video, etc, etc. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel to see further more episodes. So until next time, I'll see you next week. Take care. Right then, good morning, and it's the first one of the day for me. It's only been out there about 20 minutes. On £16.4 on the scales. Cracking mirror. That's 2 mirrors in a row for me now over the last couple of sessions.